What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the You Don't Know Sith podcast. As always, I am your host, Nick. And listen, man, I might not know Sith, but I know a little bit. And I'll tell you what I do know. This is a special episode of the You Don't Know Sith podcast because I am also on YouTube right now. So it's kind of, what is this, a simulcast? Is that what you would call it? Either way, I'm recording the podcast right now, talking to you all. So if you're listening to me on the radio, what's up as always? If you guys are seeing me on YouTube, hello and welcome to another episode. I wanted to talk about this one because I actually stumbled across something that was really cool. I didn't have a whole lot that I was planning on going over in tonight's episode, but I found this really cool article that kind of ties in. I don't know if you guys remember a while back when they talked about doing a director's cut for Revenge of the Sith. Now, director's cuts to me are really cool, and like I enjoy getting behind the scenes information on a movie or listening to a director talk about why he did certain things the way he did. So I like a director's commentary. Sometimes you get a director's cut of the movie and it's cool, and when you watch it, you're like, oh, now I completely understand why they yanked this scene, or now I completely understand why they chopped out 30 to 40 minutes of the movie, because clearly you can see it just ran a little bit too long, and usually a lot of the things they delete, thank the Lord that they deleted them. But after we got the whole, Snyder cut coming back, and for those that don't know, really fast, I don't want to spend anything more than like 10 seconds talking about this because DC is kind of a joke right now anyways. Basically, Snyder did Justice League, Snyder did Man of Steel, then he did Batman vs. Superman. Well, everybody shit on it. So when he was getting ready to do the Justice League, DC came along, Warner Brothers, and said, nah, sorry, man, we're going to replace you with Joss Whedon. The movie ended up being a total fucking disaster. And now the fans led the charge on it for years to, release the Snyder cut. And they all like to talk about artistic integrity and all this shit. But either way, they ended up getting what they wanted. So now the Snyder Cut is going to be released on HBO or HBO Max, whatever the fuck that's called. So that brought up this whole discussion in the Star Wars base about releasing a 4-hour cut of Revenge of the Sith. And then quietly after that happened, it led into a 4-hour director's cut of Rise of Skywalker. Now, I don't know which one we're going to get first, and I might have started this podcast and this video off by saying that I was going to talk about, I don't actually think I name dropped it. I thought this was, the first thing I was reading here was going to be about the Revenge of the Sith director's cut, which apparently is like 4 hours long as well. But this one I stumbled across is for a 4-hour director's cut of Rise of Skywalker. And let me tell you something right now. Some of you might have, me personally, 2.5 hours of that fucking movie was more than enough for me to never want to watch it again. So I don't want to watch 4 hours of it, but apparently that's what we got here. So I'm going to read this. This is courtesy of Express, so take this with a grain of salt, as all of these websites are mostly rumors. I mean, 90% of this shit is rumors. I try not to read them, but when I saw this, I was like, you know what? We can at least talk about it and give my 2 cents. So here's this article by a guy named, I can't even pronounce his name. Who gives a shit? So Star Wars Rise of Skywalker 4-hour director's cut coming to Disney Plus. So the article goes, Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker with more Luke, more Palpatine, restored deleted scenes, and one major change to the ending is a 4-hour supercut coming to Disney Plus. Whatever you think of Kathleen Kennedy, and it's safe to say most Star Wars fans have strong opinions one way or another, she undeniably left her mark on the Skywalker saga. Now that change appears to be coming to Disney, with CEO Bob Iger slowly handing over to Bob Chapek. Will change also be coming to the Star Wars franchise. Kennedy's reign at Lucasfilm is drawing to a close. Why does everybody think that? Why does everybody think this? I love, she's not going anywhere. She was handpicked by George Lucas. Handpicked. And everybody just oh, she's got to go. She'll fucking leave when she's ready to leave. She ain't gonna leave because you all want to troll her out of here. That ain't happening. Every article I read, man. Anyways, Kennedy's reign at Lucasfilm is drawing to a close, and some fans are very excited at rumors there's an extended version of Episode 9 on the horizon. All films go through a series of revisions. I'm trying to like keep a straight face and read this shit. All films go through a series of revisions and cuts, but the Kennedy Star Wars era has seen repeated reports of huge changes to directors' visions, from the completely reshot ending to Rogue One to the filming of the original Solo, A Star Wars Story, directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller. So, I mean, not really. That's paragraph right there that all films go through this series of revisions and cuts. The Last Jedi really didn't go through anything. It barely went through any rewrites. And it's the only Star Wars, it's Rian Johnson and George Lucas are the only two directors to direct and write a Star Wars movie. I believe The Force Awakens went through a couple of rewrites, and for those that constantly like to say that J.J. Abrams wrote that movie, he didn't. It's like a team of writers for his two fucking movies. But, anyways, moving forward. While Episode 9 was filming, there were tantalizing reports of numerous scenes with Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker, yet his final screen time was disappointingly limited. Is the following rumor of a new version with the original planned ending just feverish fan wish fulfillment, or all of their dreams come true? The report says Bob Chapek... Oh, I got blocked up. The report says Bob Chapek is busy developing the Star Wars universe by using George Lucas, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, all the major creators working together to deliver authentic material to deliver to Star Wars fans around the world. One thing Star Wars fans have been very curious about is what could have happened with Rise of Skywalker if Kathleen Kennedy did not intervene and did not delete a majority of the scenes to the two phases of reshoots and rewrites which took place in 2018 and the big one in 2019, which is where a lot of Luke's scenes were deleted, as well as Palpatine's and Ben Solo's. Now this is a report, but who says this? Like, he's got this thing, he's got it in quotes, but who's the quote from? Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are pushing. Oh, excuse me, had to get a drink there. Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are pushing for the release of the Rise of Skywalker 4-hour cut that is also considered the J.J. Abrams George Lucas cut. God, oh my God. That will introduce dozens of deleted scenes sometime in 2023. It is described that one of the major deleted scenes involving the end of the film is set on Tatooine and involves Rey Skywalker and Ben Solo. It's noted that in one of the original climaxes to the film, Ben Solo is alive and is in a scene done by George Lucas where Ben Solo successfully forges a new lightsaber with Rey and hands it to her. This is done by fusing the Skywalker sabers, both Luke's green one and Leia's blue one, creating a double-bladed saber. That'd be cool. Ben keeps Anakin's blue saber and levitates it and places it in Lars' homestead. The ending implies Rey and Ben now live on Tatooine, and a large Jedi temple is seen in the distance under construction with a beautiful binary sunset with R2 and BB-8 by their side before Kathleen Kennedy cut the entire sequence from the movie. Oh, that Kathleen! Evil, evil, evil! Ben Solo would wear a Jedi hood of sorts and would appear like a Jedi Master with stubble on his face. A new John Williams theme would play over the shot that pays homage to the Skywalker family. How much fucking longer is this article? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here's the end, guys. The Jedi Temple is set to appear in the upcoming Rise of Skywalker sequel series that is said to be an animated form on Disney+. The temple in J.J. Lucas' cut is said to be very similar to Luke Skywalker's temple that we saw in a flashback sequence in The Last Jedi and concept art. All this sounds like the ending many purist fans wanted. But how likely it is that any of this will happen? Surely any such radical revision would acknowledge Disney was not happy with the theatrical version, something which seemed unthinkable. It must also be noted that Abrams himself has made no indication that there is any form of a director's cut planned. Furthermore, the actor and childhood friend of Abrams, Greg Grunberg, has also publicly dismissed the rumors. It seems that hopes, new or otherwise, for a revised Ben Solo must remain in a galaxy far, far away. Oh my God. Guys, I mean, have we gotten to the point now where it's like we just can't accept things for the way they are anymore? Is that where we are now? Like, we just can't accept things for the way we are now? I can understand getting a cut of Snyder's Justice League. I completely understand that. But I feel like half of the Star Wars fan base, your brains are stuck in a galaxy fucking far, far away. And you can't seem to come back to reality. Like, it is what it is. I hated The Rise of Skywalker. I don't need to see a 4-hour cut. I don't give a shit what kind of ending you put on it. I hated it. I couldn't stand it. It was just, oh my God, I don't like, but it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say we need to redo all of it. I'm just not going to do that. Just same thing with like The Last Jedi. I like The Last Jedi. Some people don't, but we accept it and we move on. Force Awakens, we accept it, we move on. Like, this whole, oh, it's what the fans really want. And it's, oh, and every single one of these is always the same thing. Kathleen Kennedy is bad. Disney needs to man up and say they made a mistake. It's like, it's like it's like the old trilogy. Like those Star Wars fans that are stuck in the 70s, man, like, fucking move on, dude. You guys have just got to move on. I'm sorry. It's not going to change. It is what it is. Like, it's hard. It's just so hard for me sometimes. It's so hard for me sometimes reading shit like this. There's not going to be a 4-hour cut. If anything, I think you might see some kind of a director's cut of Revenge of the Sith. That would be really cool. I'd be interested to see it. But a 4-hour cut. And here's the funny thing. If you guys remember, no more than a month ago, the rumor was that they were going to get rid of all of the new Star Wars movies. Kathleen Kennedy bad. Disney will admit they fucked up. And then they were going to do a brand new trilogy of movies that were going to replace 7, 8, and 9. And some of you actually believe this shit. Just like somebody is going, after listening to this podcast, as I'm sitting here being as sarcastic as I can be and laying it on pretty thick, one of you all will probably believe that this is in the works. Oh, there's a 4-hour cut out there and they're going to release it. Like, it's never going to happen. It's not going to happen. It came, it went, everybody, like, and it goes back to what I said a little while back on Instagram. And if you guys aren't following me on there, make sure you do. SW Outer Rim Empire. Almost 30,000. That's the big number. We're trying to get to it. But I commented on there on some post. I was like, dude, I'm just burnt out. I'm just burnt out, man, on the Skywalker saga. This guy's like, you're not a Star Wars fan because Star Wars is Skywalker. Well, you know what? I used to believe that too a long time ago, but that's not the truth. In a galaxy far, far away, all kinds of shit was going on. Yes, the main story we got to kick it all off was about the Skywalkers. But the Old Republic is loaded with content that has nothing to do with Luke fucking Skywalker. So yes, I am still a diehard Star Wars fan, and yes, I am burnt the fuck out on the Skywalkers. I'm done with it. Moving on. I'll enjoy it by watching a film every now and then and posting some good art about it. But I'm ready for something new. That's what was so good about The Mandalorian. Even though there's a lot of fan service in The Mandalorian, it's very refreshing. Getting that final season of the Clone Wars was very refreshing. Even though you got Anakin in there. But it wasn't just anything that's not the new trilogy, anything that's not about Luke Skywalker. And like, that's what we need right now. We just need to move on down the road. Hopefully we're going to get some information here soon. I know some of you believe that, shifting gears here as we wrap this up. I know some of you believe that the Mandalorian trailer was going to be coming this month. I still think it's going to be the first week of September. Either way, it doesn't matter. Soon we'll get one, and when we do, I'm sure we're all going to, and it's going to be incredible. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to watch this second season trailer. And just think, guys, like, Celebration was a week from now. We'd all be in California if it wasn't canceled. So I promise you, if it's coming in August, I still think first week of September, but if it's coming in August, I'm going to bet on next week when Celebration would have been going on. So, and I don't know, maybe I should try to pull up the Celebration schedule if they even had one released on when the second season of The Mandalorian, when that panel would have dropped. Because that'd be really cool if they, in that exact slot next week, they release the new trailer for the second season of The Mandalorian. Would be really cool. We'll have to see. As for this crap that I just read to you all, don't worry about some 4-hour Rise of Skywalker cut coming. It's not going to happen ever, ever, ever. Let's pray it doesn't happen. So that's it, guys. That's where I'm going to leave it today. So if you're watching me on YouTube, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this. If you guys are listening to my podcast, and I know quite a few of you do, as always, and I say it every time, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart, if you took the time out of your day to make me a part of it, I can't thank you all enough, and I will see you guys next week.